TV commentary tonight we have Don E. Allen, C.J. O'Doyle, and Gordon Monsoon. Our referees this evening, J.W. Medina, Jimmy Hayes, and Keenan Kevin. Just a quick reminder, please visit the snack bar. We have cash 50/50 tickets on sale. They are $1 each, 6 for $5. We have DVDs, we have t-shirts, and of course we have food and drink. Please, pretzels, right. See our friends over at the snack bar and they'll hook you up. Our first contest this evening is for one fall. First, from Philadelphia, weighing in at 174 pounds, Devin Moore.
We have one of the hottest tag teams on the independent scene, True Blood, Devin Moore, Notorious Inc. And we've got they're not really a tag team, but they're tagging tonight. Eric Chappell and Aramis, and Donnie Allen, you know, and Gordon Monsoon. Last show, we saw them involved in a three-way dance with KJ Hellfire, in which the finish was Eric Chappell falling from the ceiling onto one of his prone opponents.
It was a tremendous match, and these guys, they haven't been in business that long, but they are tremendously talented. And Notorious Inc., I think they got their job cut out for them this evening.
Notorious Inc. are the veterans in this match, Gordon, but like you just said, Donnie, Aramis and Eric Chappell are the new young lions of the sport. They're the new up-and-comers. They are the future. They are what Devin Moore and True Blood were just a couple of years ago. Now they've reached more of a veteran-type status for newcomers, such as Aramis and Eric Chappell. I'll tell you what my prediction is. I don't care who wins or loses. The fans will win this one. I want to bring up the word that you mentioned last time, Donnie Allen, and bring it to Gordon's attention, is a word we used quite frequently last time, and that was hybrid. They bring a very hybrid style to the table, as we saw last week in the three-way dance with Chappell, Aramis, and KJ Hellfire. Devin Moore, of course, was in action, as well as True Blood, who got the shot at Chris Wilde.
Now, True Blood, out of these four, he's the real mat wrestler out of the bunch, but they all have some talent on the mat. And certainly, these two in the ring can fly.
And that's why they make such a great team. As we see a block hip toss by Devin Moore. That's why they make such a great team, is because their True Blood sticks more to the mat. Devin Moore will take more rest. So it's a very well-balanced team. Grouped by Devin Moore, bounces off the ropes. Big running knee to the side of the face of Aramis. And you heard the crowd going nuts for Aramis and Eric Chappell as they made their way, recognizing the talents that these two young men possess and the ability that they haven't fully reached just yet, Gordon.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that's going to come in the future, I think you might be overlooking, is the experience. You know, Notorious Inc. has been teaming for many years now.
Absolutely.
The high flying is a game of chance, but experience is something that you can't overshadow.
How true that is. And you never know when Aramis or Eric Chappell might make a mistake that Drew Blood and Devin Moore will capitalize on.
I'm very familiar with Drew Blood, and I'll tell you, he is one person who's looking for those mistakes, and as soon as he sees it, he's like a cat, he'll pounce right on top of it.
He's just waiting for that opening, Gordon. Excellent point.
Now we see Aramis making a tremendous comeback. He hit a high arm drag, high hip toss, and
High heel kick.
high heel kick.
Sent Devin Moore to the outside. And here comes your teamwork, like you said. Drew Blood sensed his partner might have been in just an ounce of trouble, so he went ahead and helped his partner out a little bit, tripping up Aramis, now allowing Devin Moore to take over control with that big drop kick that he just threw. And I'm sure he's about to make the tag or in the near future because they are experienced. Chappell eager to get in the ring.
You can't give these guys an inch, Blood and Moore, because you give them an inch, they're going to take a yard, and you're going to pay for it.
And that's exactly what all four of these guys do. They take that inch and they run a yard with it. That's why Drew Blood and Devin Moore are who they are. And that's why I firmly believe that give it maybe a year or two, and Eric Chappell and Aramis will be where they are. High back body drop by Aramis. Tag into Eric Chappell. First time into the match. We'll see what he's got this week. This week he flew from the ceiling. Where will he fly from this week, guys? As he comes in with a springboard leg drop. 2 count. Almost put him away. Some of the fans having feelings otherwise. Pokes him right in the eyes to Devin Moore. Once again, the experience factor coming in there to play.
Know when to take that shortcut.
Devin Moore saying it's over. Slams him down, bounces off. Repositions him a little bit. Bounces off. Huge leg drop. That could be it. It could be over. 1, 2, and this one. No, guys. Still alive.
This is where I think Devin Moore's ego is getting in the way of his common sense. He should be over. He should be making the tag.
Quick, frequent tags.
He's going to tire himself out, and that's showing me a lack of experience, which I'm kind of surprised by these two. This is wrestling. Ego has no place in that ring.
I agree. You got to think though, Devin Moore might be wanting to try showing something to the booking committee. He had a shot at the cruiserweight title. He was never pinned, and he's been overlooked since. He wrestled to a 10-minute time limit draw with Sabian at our last Underground show. Devin Moore came up in the time limit draw, and Drew Blood came up short-handed. Granted, it was because of Jude, who Devin Moore also has beef with. Might he be trying to send a message to Jude, possibly, Devin Moore?
Well, you know, if that's the case, then Devin really needs to think about what he's going to do. This is a tag match, in and out. You know, teamwork, that's what it's all about. If you're not going to be able to work with your partner, then you're going to lose the match in the end.
Drew Blood misses. Chappell moving out of the way. Had that move scouted. The youngsters scouting the veterans scouting the youngsters. I think the youngsters almost have a slight advantage in their respective. The veterans have more footage to study, whereas the youngsters are always coming up with new hybrid-like maneuvers. And the thing you said I wanted to touch on was, while Devin Moore may be thinking about himself, Drew Blood and Devin Moore have held tag team titles all up and down the East Coast, so they are familiar with tag team action. Eric Chappell and Aramis are teaming for the first time, and one factor that we don't want to forget is that just last week they were enemies. Can they trust each other this week? They're doing really well. Big Hurricane Runner from the top rope there. Devin Moore comes in to break it up for his partner. So, can you trust someone who you just did battle with? Granted, it was competitive nature, but there's always that in the back of your mind.
They've got to stay focused, CJ. These kids, they've got to stay focused. They can't let the brake plates and the crowd take them out of their game. They stay focused, they've got a chance.
This is the second time we've seen them go to the outside to regroup, but wait, no! Eric Chappell coming from inside the ring to the outside. Big senton. Down goes Notorious Inc. And that's the high-risk hybrid that you were talking about, Johnny Allen.
You take that risk, it either pays off big or you lose big.
And you gotta think, what you were saying earlier is that, Eric Chappell took the risk. Drew Blood's the one on his feet. That move definitely definitely impacted Eric Chappell much more, much worse than it did to Chappell. Chappell now the recipient of the DDT.
Vicious DDT.
Now this is where you're going to see the teamwork of Victoria Saint come into play. These guys live, breathe, and sleep tag match. So now they're on the same page. This is where it should have been all along. And I think now you're going to see a total turnaround in this match.
Absolutely, they've already begun isolating. And ego aside, they're already now once again working as a team. Big high knee by Drew Blood. And he just monkey flipped his partner. Notorious Inc. putting their bodies on the line just to punish their opponents even more. Incredible maneuver.
Now, why the referee left those two in the ring for so long without getting Drew Blood to the outside, that I'm not sure about. But it gave them an opportunity, and they took it.
Sit out scoop slam by Devin Moore. That was an incredible monkey flip, just putting his body on the line to punish his opponent. Excellent, and this is once again the opening contest. We haven't even said what we've got. Also on tap today, we've got more tag team action as Devin Moore comes off with a high elbow from the top rope. That could be it. Aramis sensing that was over, broke up the count at 2. Our main event tonight, guys, the tag team champions put the belts on the line, SUV against the Gemini Trojans. And what's interesting about that match is the Geminis were undefeated up until 3 weeks ago when SUV handed Gemini Trojans their first loss. A rematch of sorts has been granted, and it should be an interesting match.
It will not be pretty, it will not be ballet. It's going to be some hurt going on there.
Card, that was an impressive double dropkick we saw moments ago. Eric Chappell desperately needs to make a tag. Guys, Drew Blood is just hammering away on him. The fans at the underground loving the action here. Duck under the clothesline, duck under the back elbow by Drew Blood. Tilt and roll, no! Head scissors by Chappell. Chappell, drag takeover with a little breath of fresh air, makes the tag to Aramis. Aramis coming in, house of fire. Punch down goes Drew Blood. Going to town now. Devin Moore takes one as well. Drew Blood whipped off the ropes. Aramis, house of fire, big drop kick. Aramis now whipping Drew Blood off the ropes, bounces off himself. Huge flying clothesline. Aramis is a house of fire, 2-0. Devin Moore breaking it up, Gordon.
I'll tell you, Devin Moore was out of place earlier, but now he's back in the apron. He's got to watch what he's doing because that could have cost him big time. Just luckily, he's able to get his team back into the match.
He's in all the right places at the right time as Drew Blood cut off Aramis' hot streak with a big knee to the midsection. Big swanton, almost similar to Eric Chappell's earlier. Shooting star press, 1, 2, it's over. No! Donnie Allen, how did he kick off? Standing shooting star press.
Aramis is one tough kid. He's got a lot of resolve. Whether they have enough in to take this match, I'm not sure, but they're putting on a tremendous contest right here.
Absolutely. Aramis throws a clothesline, step up, insecurity by Devin Moore. That should be enough to put him away. He's got to make the cover. Could be the ego.
Here we go again. You know, Devin Moore should have been right on top of him. He did high impact move after high impact move.
Perhaps he didn't sense it was over as he just tags in his partner, Drew Blood. Drew gonna go for the kryptonite crunch here, setting him up. Nails him with it. That should be it. Devin Moore, springboard move, so it's over. Count him done. 2 line. This one's over.
Notorious Inc. showing why they're one of the top tag teams in the United States today.
Your winners, Devin Moore, Drew Blood, Notorious Incorporated.
got a match with Greg Spitz tonight, because unfortunately, Zach Conner got pinned in that match by Ron Starr. As per usual, Ron has no clue what's going on, did not read the fine print of the contract, and the contract clearly stated that in order to receive the match with Greg Spitz, you had to pin Greg Spitz, and that did not occur. So Ron, you can just stay in the back, channel on the pasta salad and drinking pineapple soda, because you ain't getting anywhere near Greg tonight or any time in the future if I have anything to say about it, and I absolutely do.
Cause he's scared! Cause he's scared! Cause he's scared!
Are you saying that I'm scared? You people think I'm afraid of Ron Starr? Shh! Well, somebody decides to show up. You know, we've been looking for you all day, Zach. Now you decide to show up. We're in the back in our private locker room. Where are you? Nowhere. Yeah, hang your head low. Because unlike everybody else in the ring, Zach, you dropped the ball last month.
Drop the ball, buddy! Yeah, woo!
I don't drop the ball. I'm the world champion. I am the man that 2 nights ago pinned the AWA World Heavyweight Champion. You know what that makes me? A world champion. I have established this belt. I don't cheat. Calm down, Zach. I have forgiven you. You know what? Just for that, I have given Chris Crude the night off. None of you will get to see the most entertaining performer in this company. He's off. Hey man, let's calm down. Let's get things settled, okay? Crew's got the money. Zach, I understand. You got pinned. Okay, I didn't get pinned. I'm still a champion. That's what matters. All right. Oh,
You're still sucking!
it's my belt. You gotta realize that we're like the horsemen, man. We're like the horsemen, okay? I'm the Flair. Crew's the Tony. You're like JJ. And you guys are like Baby Doll and Woman. You guys are the Andersons, you know? And, well, we got rid of Mike Thorne because he was kind of like the Paul Roma. But what we got, because I found some enforcers to handle our little Ron Starr problem. So if you could please cue up the music. Ron, don't feel bad. We got your match tonight. Play the music. Is that the round you want? Okay. I'll take care of you guys in the back too. No. You know me. I'm the champ. I'm the champ. Don't worry, you don't need to see me. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the Crash Crew. And they're gonna kick Ron Starr all over this building.
I got the money, brother.
Somebody's got to stand up and do
This just business, brother. You know, when the money talks, everything else just walks. This man gave us some nice long greenbacks to put the hurt on you. So if you're man enough, you can come out here and get what's coming to you. And a matter of fact, any of you punks back there in that locker room who think they want to make a reputation off of the Crash crew, you just come on out here, sign your name on the dotted line, and just get it beat down all night long. Because this ain't no joke no more. This is gonna get real nasty. Somebody going home in a stretcher. After we do that, we coming after family members.
Gemini jumping Ron Starr here. I guess this answers your question. It's going to be one-on-one. Gemini against Ron Starr. The hired hitman by Greg Spitz. Greg Spitz needs to be stopped. Somebody needs to help out Ron Starr in his fight, in his quest to win the ACPW Heavyweight Championship. That he never technically lost. He was stripped of the championship. Gemini on top of Ron Starr, just mauling them over. And you know what, guys? If I see Gemini in an empty parking lot, I am running.
I'll tell you, even though it's only one-on-one in the ring, it is still a 3-on-1 situation. You know, you gotta show the best judgment.
Did you see that? I don't think he love to. He just fall away slammed Ron Starr. Ron Starr is 315 pounds easily, guys. The strength that these two behemoths possess is just unbelievable. And now Greg Spitz has them in his pocket, in his crew, if you will.
If Ron Starr can't stop these guys, I ask you, who's going to stop them?
Not damaging. We saw them last show. I keep saying last week. I'm sorry. It was 3 weeks ago. Last outing here at the Underground. We saw them go to a double disqualification finish with damaging. They left all 4 men hurt. But towards the end, we saw Crash Crew slamming their heads up against the steel wall.
Well, just now, Ron Starr got his head rammed right into the steel door for exit in the back of the Underground.
These guys don't care. They will use anything in the Underground that isn't nailed down, and sometimes things that are built in to their advantage.
A big splash from the 3-pound there.
Clothesline, Ron Starr with the slight advantage, but just for how long, guys? Like you said, it's 3-on-1 out there, and sometimes with Crash Crew, I might count them as 3 or 4. Look at Flex behind the referee's back, coming in, pounding away.
It's in front of the referee's face. This referee, I think he's scared of these guys. I don't blame him.
Gemini, though, once again back in control.
Ron Starr was turned inside out by that clothesline.
Ron Starr, with the exception of a couple rights and lefts and a clothesline, has not had much offense. And you know what? When there's 3-on-1, I don't suspect there is much. He's got to do something. He thought he had a title shot by pinning Zach Connor in that 6-man tag. He thought he was going to get his match with Greg Smith, but once again, as usual, they find a way to pull the shirt over and punch him like it's a hockey fight, pull the shirt over Ron Starr.
Well, you know what? Ron Starr's got to stop letting his emotions take over. He should have read his contract, and he should have exercised better judgment than to come out here against a 3-on-1 situation. You know, emotions are great, but sometimes they'll get you in a lot of trouble.
Absolutely. It only takes, it's what I always say, it takes 3 seconds to win a match. And quite frequently in wrestling, it's always altered in the respect of grudges get in the way, girls get in the way, ex-partners get in the way, and Ron Starr's emotions get the better of him. But having an emotional man isn't the absolute worst. Granted, that's why Greg Spitz is the champion. He's all business. He knows wrestling is a numbers game. Ron Starr, if he ever can conclude his quest, I can guarantee that we'll cry tears of joy if he can even get past today, September 18th, 2005 at the Underground. He's one-on-one right now with Gemini, in case you're just tuning in or joining us. Unbelievable, as now he's on the outside, and just Kwame and Flex are they're just double teaming him. Gemini's so big that he's blocking the referee. Even if the referee wanted to see over him, he can't.
This is a beatdown, CJ, pure and simple.
No, I just don't know what to think of this referee. I don't know if he's intimidated. Well, you never know. Maybe Greg Spitz has gotten to him also. But this referee is just...
I think he's paralyzed by fear. That's what I think.
Greg Spitz just hired the Crash Crew. What could their services go for these days? They're one of the most dominant teams. But you gotta think, the Crash Crew haven't had a shot at the tag team titles, and if they did, would they be champions right now? They made a statement by destroying Damage Inc. last show, and you saw them at the end signifying that they wanted a shot at the tag team titles.
Right now, we got Ron Starr. This might be Ron's last
Trying to mount a comeback as Ron Starr.
He's throwing some leather.
Not enough to take down the big man. Ron Starr. Oh! Takes down Gemini. This could be the opportunity he needs, guys. He's calling for the elbow. This could be it. Nails him with it. Cover him while you can. Cover him while you can, Ron. And that's why you had to cover him. Kwame just coming right in there. Right in front of the referee again.
And here's that 3-on-1 situation we were talking about earlier.
The referee down. It's 3-on-1. Somebody's got to do something. Somebody from the back has got to take a stand against these bandit thugs. You know what? This is a cry out to the locker room from anybody out in the locker room. Somebody has got to help these guys. Someone's got to stop these guys. Stand up, guys.
I agree with you. These guys are nothing but thugs. This is your so-called commissioner out here taking payoffs, getting involved in matches. How can you get a fair break?
Look at this. The referee is being
Military press. Oh my. You know, Flex Wheeler has been a 10-year veteran of the sport. And at 40 years of age, he still possesses that sheer power just to manhandle somebody. Kwame chokeslams the 330-pound Ron Starr,
who is practically unconscious, which makes him weigh about twice as much.
Somebody's got to do something. A referee's not going to do the job. Somebody's got to get out here and get these guys help.
Match, Gemini.
The fans are behind Ron Starr, and I think it drives Flex Wheeler nuts. Flex Wheeler wants people to love him, and they don't, and so he goes to the other side.
And they're still not through.
Finally, it appears as if Crash Crew is leaving the ring. Flex has to get his Boogie Woogie and Living Color headbutt in first.
Teddy Fine. Everyone's been asking me how I feel about primetime Teddy Fine. You see, I've kept quiet, but no longer will I keep quiet, Teddy Fine. As you can see, there's no Mark Smart, there's no Michael Thorne, there's no Timothy B. Idle, there's no Greg Spitz, and there's no chance in hell of you making it out of tonight's match alive. Teddy Fine, you did something to the man from Glamtown that hasn't been done before. You messed with the vanity of the Rook Zach Connor. Teddy Fine, tonight, not only will I take your career in the palm of my hands and squeeze the very life out of it, not only will I beat you, but Teddy Fine, tonight, when all is said and done and the smoke's cleared, the only vision you'll have is the vision of once seeing the Rook Zach Connor standing tall above your broken, beaten, bloody body.
The following contest is for one fall. First, from Glamtown, USA, accompanied to the ring by his manager, Noelle Harlow. She is the queen of the catfight, the Rook, Zach Connor.
As we come back now from that ring introduction of Zach Connor. You saw earlier today, Noelle Harlow didn't come out with Zach Connor. Zach Connor still hanging his head in shame.
Last show, ACPW, here at the Underground. It was myself and you, Zach Connor, in a 3-on-3 main event encounter. Ever since then, everywhere I've gone, Teddy Fine, the pop collar kid, Primetime himself, has heard only one thing from everywhere he's gone. Whether it's been Upland, Pennsylvania, whether it's been Glamtown, whether it's been East Philadelphia. Everywhere and everywhere I've gone, I've heard one thing. It's Teddy. Be careful, Zach's coming for you. Teddy, what did you do to Zach's eye? What happened? He's pissed. He's not looking the same. This pretty boy does not look the same. He's got a different persona. He's coming for you. Well, guess what, Zach? I'm right here. My collar's still popped, and I haven't been hard to find. So I'm really starting to debate whether you've been looking for me at all. I'll tell you what, Zach, about your eye when I kicked it and it busted open. We're stepping foot into a wrestling ring. This isn't a children's birthday party. Things happen. And when you get in the ring with Teddy Fine, the pop collar kid, I guarantee things will happen of that nature. I'll tell you what, Zach. Zach, I actually like that name. I don't like you, Zach Connor, but the name Zach. Famous other Zachs. Perhaps Zach's Hamburgers. No. Perhaps Zach Morris, Zach. Yeah, I like him. He was a good guy. But I'll tell you what, going on this famous you're from Glamtown, you're the pretty boy, Hollywood stardom kind of thing, with Zach Morris, I'll tell you what, you indeed will be saved by the bell. Because this evening, when we go at it for 10 minutes, I'm sorry about your eye, pal, but I'm gonna rip that patch off. And if I haven't pinned you yet, by the end of that 10-minute time limit, I'll tell you what, Zach, you truly will realize you will be saved by the bell.
His opponent this evening from East Philly, weighing in at 215 pounds, Teddy Fine.
Now we know what he was doing back there. Zach Connor just ambushing Teddy Fine from behind. Hot streaks have come to an end recently here at ACPW. Gemini's losing their hot streak. Teddy Fine, could this be the night he ends his hot streak? Moore, who we saw in action earlier. He goes one-on-one with the red-hot Zach Connor. Zach Connor just jumping the gun, showing that he truly does have something to prove to Greg Spitz and company here. Teddy Fine firing back. Don't take Teddy Fine lightly. That man that wears pink is a tough guy. Teddy Fine, like I said, is the pop collar kid. He's got impressive victories. He's really coming into his own as of late, gentlemen.
Like I said, Zach Connor's coming into this match with an agenda. He was injured and pretty severely during the tag match last month, and most of it
by Teddy Fine. Right, which just adds to the emotion of what we touched on earlier that Zach Connor's bringing to this. He wants revenge on Teddy Fine. I believe that's why this match was signed. If I look through my notes, which I'm not going to, I believe this match was signed because of what Teddy Fine did. Teddy Fine would never, it's a competitive nature. He wouldn't blatantly do it, but I don't think Zach Connor cares. I actually heard Zach Connor in the parking lot earlier talking on the phone, most likely to Noel, but I don't want to intrude, I just came in. I heard him talking on the phone about how if he wants to hurt me, I'll hurt him. So it all makes sense that he's coming after Teddy Fine. And he requested this match earlier today. Teddy Fine was supposed to be in action. His opponent didn't show up, Zach Connor. Due to his injury, he was going to have the day off. He jumped at the spot. And you know, what do you do when you don't mean to hurt someone and then they match you with a vendetta? What a vengeance, guys. Move fast pressed by Teddy Fine, punching away at him. Just, what do you say? I'm sorry, but don't come after me. Teddy Fine is a young up-and-comer. Along the lines of Eric Chappell, along the lines of Aramis, KJ Hellfire, who's not in the building tonight. Teddy Fine is a young up-and-comer. He's in the gym learning new moves. He's in the gym lifting weights. Zach Connor, you know, both of these guys to me, as I know I'm taking up a lot of time and I apologize, have future world champion ring for them. Just like Aramis and Eric Chappell, who I can't talk enough about, have future lightweight sensation phenomenon of them. These guys are your future heavyweight champions. When your Ron Starr and your Greg Spitzes are gone, and your Mark Smart and your Mavericks are gone, you're going to have your Teddy Fines and your Zach Connors.
Fine just tore that eye patch off of the face of Zach Connor.
Now you're going to see the mean streak of Teddy Fine. You know, I'm a little surprised to see Teddy Fine going after the eye like that, but then again, it gets back to emotions. Teddy Fine's emotions are running high, so he's going to do something desperate. You know, just as Zach Connor will do something desperate.
Not to mention that he's in a fight here. I think he's reacting the way any of us would react when somebody attacks us like that, and that is to fight back.
Exactly. It's like accidentally bumping into your mother. You didn't mean to do it, you know, but when your dad comes at you with a belt, you go running, you know?
Well, gentlemen, we've all been in that ring. We've all been on this side of the booth, and you know what? You know the risk you take when you enter in there. And Zach Connor knew the risk. He's got to live with the consequences.
Absolutely, even if it is a dangerous eye. Teddy Fine is not going to back down when you challenge him. Noah Harlow at ringside, almost being maybe that second eye, that blind eye that Zach Connor has. Noah Harlow, we've seen her help out Zach Connor many times in the past.
And not just a seeing eye, but a devious seeing eye.
Absolutely, she can be innocent 1 minute, but mind you, pay no attention because she won't waste any time to just smack you right in the face.
With all due respect, CJ, I don't think innocent and Noel are two words that I would put in the same.
I was absolutely wrong.
Not any
I'm just trying to convey the fact that, you know, she may come off looking innocent, but she's anything but.
If you're not prepared for it, if you haven't studied, if you don't know what she's capable of, sure, you can be lulled into complacency by her beauty. I learned the hard way, and I think a lot of people have.
Yeah, and Teddy Fine, if you watch your tapes, he did learn the hard way. Teddy Fine, also young and up-and-comer, as we mentioned. Possibly some inexperience that we said earlier as well. There's so many factors in every match with every competitor. It's so awesome to watch the different combinations, and I quite frankly think that this could be one of the best matches, best feuds here in ACPW, Teddy Fine and Zach Connor.
These guys are well matched size-wise. Zach Connor a little more experienced, but still young in the business, and Teddy's learning every day.
Teddy Fine showing that newfound intensity that he has by just taking it to him on the outside. Teddy Fine he sure did. Teddy Fine a couple weeks ago might have let Zach Connor back in the ring. A couple weeks later, he brings it to him on the outside as Zach Connor misses with that boot, hurting his inside thigh. Zach Connor is in a lot of pain right now.
I'll tell you, gentlemen.
Wait a minute.
The referee has called the match.
The referee counted to 10. These guys weren't paying attention to the count. These guys just got counted out, guys.
And they go right back at it. They're not going to let something like a count out stop them from doing what they want to do to each other. All right, now we got some wrestlers coming from the back to break this up.
Where were these guys during the crash crew match? That's what I mean.
Reinforcements being called into the ring.
Wait, I see Greg Spitz. I see Spitz and Smart.
These guys went at each other.
I'll tell you, you got to be careful when you got something like this going on, because the fists are flying, the feet are flying, and this is a way for Zach Connor to re-injure that arm.
Zach Connor, I don't think he cares. The intensity is flowing. The hatred is there. And like I said, I think we just saw the birth of a great rivalry here. Zach Connor obviously came out here with his head held high. Now he's with his head held low. Now he's walking out here with his head held point high. As Teddy Fine wants at him some more.
This is unbelievable. I don't think this is going to end. Teddy Fine in the ring with Zach Connor, I guarantee you.
I look forward to many, many rematches, and you gotta think where this feud's gonna go.
The following contest is one fall. First, from Shaker Heights, Ohio, weighing in at 192.5 pounds, Mark Smart. Weighing at 300 pounds and 12 ounces, Norm the Barfly.
see him move around that ring. And I don't think Smart's going to be quite prepared for the speed, the quickness, and the agility that Norman brings.
Last time we saw, not to jump, last time we saw Norm the Barfly here in ACPW, he went one-on-one with another one. Nice show of strength by Norm the Barfly. He went one-on-one with another crony of Greg Spitz, the television champion who's not here tonight due to Greg Spitz giving him the night off, Chris Crude. Chris Crude, with that massive elbow drop that he possesses, collapsed the lung of Norm the Barfly. He hasn't been seen since, but he's looking great. Just completely manhandling Mark Smart is Norm the Barfly, guys.
And I'll tell you, what ticks me off the most about this Mark Smart, you're absolutely right, Gordon. He's a talent. The guy can wrestle if he wanted to wrestle. But what he wants to do is he wants to go out there and be a jerk. He wants to be pompous. He wants to put himself over at the expense of not only the other wrestlers, but even the crowd. He's a bad dude, and I don't mean bad like tough. He's a bad person, and somebody's got to teach him a lesson. I just hope it's me.
And you've been in the ring with him before, and I know you're just waiting for the day where the commissioner lets you up out of this booth and into that ring to get revenge on Mark Smart. Step up.
Norm is an old buddy of mine. He's a great guy, and he might be just the one to take this cat out.
Well, everybody knows his name here at the Underground, and everybody wants him definitely to put a thorn, if you will, in the side of Mark Smart.
Now Smart is playing, excuse the pun, Smart here. He's keeping Norm off his feet. That's what you got to do. You can't let him get up. This man's dangerous when he gets up and he starts swinging about.
Smart threw a headbutt, kind of backfired. Arrogance is just unreal.
That's what everyone in their group possesses.
It starts with Greg Spitz and it goes right down the line.
Instead of capitalizing, he had his opponent down, played to the crowd, let his ego get in the way, and now he's paying the price.
Norm the Barfly came back with a couple of right hands, only to be cut off by Mark Smart's sheep-handed tactics. He poked him in the eyes.
There goes that headbutt again.
Mark Smart has a pretty thick head for a smaller individual. Oh, but a power slam, and Norm's alive. 1, 2, and oh! We almost had it. Would this be an upset, guys?
Now, I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I gotta admit I'm rooting for Norm.
Absolutely. Norm the Barfly mounting a comeback. Mark Smart's reeling. He's in trouble, guys. Sends him into the corner. Hitting hard. Here comes Norm the Barfly. Big splash. That'll collapse a lung. Or a rib. Norm the Barfly going up. He's gonna get him done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! How do you take down a 300-pound man? You hit him in the equalizer. Feet on the ropes. This is unbelievable. Donnie out. I can't believe it. Mark Smart. No, Donnie. Stay here. Donnie. Donnie.
Mark Smart.
Well, Gordon, Donnie Allen just took out of here. He couldn't take any more, Gordon. He couldn't take any more of Mark Smart's underhanded tactics. I said someone's got to do something. Norm the Barfly had a great outing until he got hit with the equalizer. Donnie Allen, not Mark Smart. He should have just stayed back here. Gordon, do something.
You know, as announcers, this is the most frustrating part of the job because we have to sit and watch. We can't do anything.
They have such a storied background. This Donnie Allen and Mark Smart. Donnie Allen has been regulated to this broadcast booth for some time. And you know what? Week after week, Gordon, I know you're new here. Week after week, He says how he just wants to get him more smart, but we keep him in the ring. We keep him here in the ring. I mean, I'm sorry, we keep him here at the broadcast.
That's all right. The emotions are running high right now.
I want somebody to do something. If I mispronounce a few things, I apologize, but I want somebody to do something. Donnie Allen taking a stand, but if that's one man stand, what happens if two men take a stand, or three, or four?
And that's what's got to happen, because if not, slime like that will take over at ACPW.
Unbelievable. And look at that smile. Mark Smart cheats his way to victory. And he still walks away with a smile.
Following contest is for one fall. First, from Philadelphia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Flex Wheeler.
There's a tag team partner of mine and a friend. That is John Cabby, Gordon Monsoon. He has battled it out. Joined now by Drew Blood. Me and him started out in here at the commentary position. Excellent match earlier today. I don't really want to talk too much on that. I want to get to the fact. I was going to talk about John Cabby. John Cabby has wrestled the likes of Gangrel, Vampiro, Jimmy Akito Yang, and Nydia. He is an international superstar. He is a seasoned veteran, John Cabby. He comes here to ACPW, and I promise you this. I hope that this one is tight. I hope that this one is hard-hitting, and I'm looking for big things out of John Cabby. I don't even care to crash crews on the outside. John Cabby would be an excellent person to step up with Ron Starr, Norm, and Donnie Allen to go against Greg Spitz and company. Now that I got that out of my system, Drew, real quick, excellent match with Devin Moore earlier. You guys, the veterans, took care of Eric Chappell and Aramis, the young up-and-comers. Maybe one day they'll be where you guys are right now, and you guys will be even further. Excellent contest between you four amazing athletes. But Flex Wheeler, the commissioner, running his mouth. John Cabby won't take it. Gordon, what do you think?
Well, you know what? You don't have to expound the virtues of John Cabby to me. A few years ago, I had the pleasure of witnessing this guy, and I've been impressed ever since. And you know what? I am a huge John Cabby fan myself.
I've been following Cabby for the past couple of years now. And Cabby has improved very much in the past year. And that's why he's becoming an international superstar. And I've heard rumors that he's making a tour in Ireland as well coming up.
That would be phenomenal for his behalf. Congratulations to him, and he's also ranked in the PWI 500. Flex Wheeler, an older gentleman, has been retired for the past 5 years. He's been working off the ring rust in the last couple of shows here at ACPW. But John Cabby's not the guy you're going to want to work off the ring rust with.
And unfortunately for all of us, he came out of retirement.
Exactly.
You know, this is a man, you want to talk about egos. This man weighs 300 pounds and 250 of it is ego.
That's why I came out here. I'm very interested to see what Cabby can do with ACPW, and that's why I'm out here just to watch the match. I just got over a fairly easy victory. I'm here to watch what John Cabby does against Flex Wheeler.
Flex Wheeler chopping away at Cabby, and I think it's only a matter of time before he reverses those chops and lays into Flex Wheeler. John Cabby whipped into the turnbuckle, hits hard, puts up the boot. Nice clothesline, just runs right through him.
Cabby playing it smart, cutting off that side of the ring with the crash group. Cabby throwing caution to the ring, going right after the commissioner.
Cabby pulls him right back in.
The numbers game catches up again.
Crash who's going to play now because Cabby had the upper hand, but now because of Kwame, Flex is now back up on top.
3-on-1 out there.
You know, I don't care how good you are, how many years you've been in the sport. There's just some numbers you can't compete with. And 3-on-1 is
absolutely. The Crash Crew looking to make a claim for those tag team titles. Flex Wheeler looking to work off the ring rust, and John Cabby looking to make an impact here at ACPW. High cross by Cabby, 2-0. We might as well just say we're wrestling. That's one of the things that makes it different, is the rule book is kind of thrown out. You know what I mean? We bring in all these amazing talents week after week, from the Drew Bloods to the John Cabbys, and we put them in there and we see what happens.
To the Greg Spitz.
To the Greg Spitz, and that's just one of the amazing elements here that the Underground possesses. The Underground is unique in its own. The Underground is its own unique underground, so to speak. Almost like a fight club where there are no rules, kind of, if that makes any sense, that analogy. Belly to back suplex by Flex Wheeler. I really think there's something special here at the Underground. The Underground has a cult following.
You know, Flex has got that evil little grin on his face right now. I can't think though, if he didn't have his cronies on the outside, he'd have that grin.
It's easy to have a grin when you've got 650 pounds to 700 pounds on the outside watching your back. Flex Wheeler now with the chin lock on John Cabby. Big sunset flip, huge height, 2-0.
Did you see the height John Cabby got on that sunset flip?
Jumped higher than the Crash Crew, Gordon.
Well, that's not high. Crash Crew's got a vertical leap of 2 feet.
See, Flex Wheeler's making a mistake now. He had Cabby. Cabby just hit him with a sunset flip. He got a small comeback, and then Flex Wheeler went running to his buddies, the Crash Crew.
Vicious headbutts by John Cabby. Look at the aggressiveness
seen with Ron Starr earlier in the night.
True Blood joining us for those few moments.
That's the great thing about the announcers booth in ACPW. You never know who's just going to stop by and throw their 2 cents into the mix.
Absolutely, that's how I got the job. John Cabby, kind of being taken to school here by Flex Wheeler. Flex Wheeler, this could cost him the strutting and the showboating. This is unnecessary. Crash crew or no crash crew. It'll give Cabby a chance to mount a comeback. That's not the case.
You know,
As Gemini was right there.
And again, the refs saw it. I got to question whether these refs are being intimidated by Flex Wheeler or not. Because this is the second match in a row where you've seen the referee giving leeway to Flex and his man. Could it be that Flex is threatening them with firing? If they don't look the other way, how can you win in a situation like that, CJ?
I have no answer for that one. No answer at all. But wait a minute, Cabby from behind. Schoolboy roll up, 1, 2, and
Almost had him.
Cabby mounting a comeback, firing away with those big right hands. Cabby should unleash those lethal forearms that he possesses. Reversal by Flex. This is definitely the best outing that I've seen from Flex Wheeler here in ACPW. The ring rust being taken off.
Low blow on the part of Flex Wheeler. You know, the guy can't go more than 5 minutes without breaking the rules.
Down the 10 counts being applied. This could be the comeback that Cabby needs. John Cabby up to his feet first. John Cabby just tossing Flex Wheeler, telling him to get up. John Cabby ascends to the second rope. High cross body, roll through. 1, 2, and
Your winner, Flex Wheeler. Following contest is for the junior heavyweight title. First, the challenger. From 8th and Walnut, the Diamond District, weighing in 10 carats, the Diamond Icon, Jude.
Light heavyweight champion Chris Wilde pinned Jude on, let's see, from the newest DVD here, Victory, on sale now from August 7th. he pinned Jude in a four-way dance, also featuring Sabian and Devin Moore to win that light heavyweight champion. He never actually pinned the champion, Sabian. Jude wasn't a contender. Devin Moore was a contender. Jude getting the title shot, and then just 3 weeks ago, Drew Blood getting the shot on Chris Wilde. Jude came out at the end of the match. Jude actually came out during the beginning. Kind of, what you said, controversial.
Controversial. To me, it was controversial, and I think to everybody that was.
I think he turned a lot of heads in the wrong way with that promo that he cut, but he wanted to make an impact. You know what, it works because right now he's the one in the ring with the light heavyweight title shot, going up against the full release Chris Wilde. Test of strength in the middle of the ring.
This ought to be a state of the art of professional wrestling in year 2005. Contest right here.
Well, it's like you said about that hybrid style. And like I said, neither Devin Moore nor Sabian were pinned, and Chris Wilde won the light heavyweight championship. Jude was the one that took the fall. And it's funny that Jude's the contender now. Devin Moore and Sabian, as you mentioned earlier, did wrestle to that double time limit.
Tremendous exchange here. They both went for Japanese wizards.
Unbelievable. Crescent kick mix. Unbelievable action here in the opening contest.
Well, I'll tell you what this shows is both gentlemen did their homework on their opponent. They were well scouted. They knew each other's moves, and you had a stalemate.
And a moment ago, nobody caught me, but I said the opening contest. Usually this is the kind of high-flying light heavyweight action that we see here at the opening contest. We are back from intermission. Step open Saguri by Jude. Jude taking control of this matchup. And you got to think, the light heavyweight division is so hot, so fast, so fierce. There's so many challengers and contenders that you got to think, who's going to be mad at who? Who's going to want a shot at who? If Jude can dethrone Chris Wilde later, right now.
I think there's also something to the fact, and I say this as a smaller competitor, although I never really competed as a cruiserweight or a lightweight per se. But these guys all have a chip on their shoulder. I talked to them in the back. You know, some are good guys, some are not so good guys, but they're all on the smaller side in this business, and they work especially hard to overcome that, and that's why you see amazing moves out of these guys in these matches.
It's like a big round robin, I feel, with the light heavyweights. You know, guy A, B, and C wrestled, so then guy A fought D, and E fought B, and C fought F, you know? And it's just, you never know who's gonna fight who, you know? I know Devin Moore is just itching for a match at Jude. Drew Blood wants a shot. We saw them in tag action earlier.
Be surprised if down the road we see Devin Moore and Drew Blood going at each other as well.
We made allude to that last outing here 3 weeks ago. We actually talked about that. I do remember. And you know what? Sabian never even got his rematch in his rematch clause. Now he has to go through the whole ladder just because he went to a time limit draw. The cruiserweight division is so hot. Much like the dominant tag teams, the cruiserweights are so hot. It's that whole hybrid, Gordon.
You know, I'm watching these two guys. You just don't know where to begin and where to end. It's spectacular to watch, but they're also very dangerous, and there's a lot of risk involved in what these guys do.
That's the whole thing. High flying, high risk. Everybody makes it look so easy. When you go to that top, you are taking a risk. We are trained athletes, so 90% of the time to 99% of the time, it works out. But there's always that chance when you fall off, you know? And then that tests your intestinal fortitude. If you fall off or if you fall out, you gotta get back up. Sabian's gotta get back up and on the winning streak. Jude has the opportunity of a lifetime right now. He's in the ring with the full release. Obviously the full release will be looking to hit his finish, the climax on Jude. Jude, the diamond icon, gaining some momentum, gaining some...
Not as using some decidedly old school power moves in the last couple of minutes. We saw it with a back elbow.
Mixing it up, Donnie.
We see him with a big backbreaker. These are the kinds of moves, they're not real flashy, but they do a lot of damage. And in the end,
if the hybrid high-flying won't work, stick with what brought you to this. If the hybrid high-flying won't work, stick to what you learned on day one at wrestling school, guys. And right now it's working because Jude is in trouble right now. Big belly, oh, that.
Modified Northern Light suplex there from
thank you, guys.
Russell. Unbelievable. You know, when in doubt, work it out. That's what I always say. If you can't do it one way, do it another way. There are so many ways to go into suplex.
Oh, cheap shot, little
only one way to do that one.
That wasn't impressive. It started out as a belly. I'm sorry. It started out as a back body drop. Looked at him as if he was looking for some sort of suplex. So I guess the official name for that would be a back body suplex. So I was trying to spit out between suplex and drop, and I just got mixed up. I am on my A game today, folks, or at least my B+. I promise.
That's right, after we get those new teeth in, you'll be good as new.
Yeah, man. Them wisdom teeth are going in.
I'll tell you one thing people don't realize about the high flyers is why they're excited to watch and why the moves are so high risk. They don't have longevity in this wrestling business. You have your mat wrestlers which are going to be around forever, but these guys, the careers are a lot shorter, so that's why they go out there and they know this.
Gordon, I feel like you've been here the entire time. All these past shows. We always touch on that point. That is an exact truthful point. You know, unfortunately, guys like Flex Wheeler have been around for 10 years. How long will Chris Wilde or Jude last?
Well, you know, that all depends on them and how they can modify the style. You gotta do it all. You can't just do one thing in the sport of professional wrestling. Anyone who's been around for any amount of time will tell you that.
And you gotta think, if you just put on some size, you can move up to heavyweight. Extend the longevity.
And speaking of Flex Wheeler, that's someone we wish would climb off a top rope and fall.
Right. Excellent combination of moves by Jude. Amazing belly-to-back suplex to top it all off.
That was a backbreaker into the suplex. He didn't even let him go in between. It's a tremendous punishment to the back of Chris Wilde.
And again, this is what we were talking about earlier. They're high flying. They've switched to a more traditional style, slowed the match down, but the power moves that they're putting in are going to take their toll.
And that's why scouting against them is so unpredictable. You never know. Snapmare takeover by Jude. Big victim kick to the back. You never know what they're going to bring. You know, heavyweight usually know you're going to have power or a ground game. But with a lightweight, they can come at you with so many angles. And the best thing to do is take out a guy's legs. But if they're going to stick to the ground, you got to completely change up your game plan. They should just call this the hybrid division, Donnie.
I want royalty.
You want royalties, of course.
Now, I'll tell you.
Maybe you can hire yourself an army to battle it out with Mark Smart.
I don't need an army. I just need a couple of these.
You just need a contract and a date and a referee to sanction the match.
Now, Jude is showing me some smarts here. And the smarts he's showing us that he was working on a body part.
He went for the pump handle slam. This could be the climax. No. Jude had that move well scouted. Flying forearm, though, by Chris Wilde.
I was going to say Jude was working on Chris Wilde's back. And I'll tell you what, Chris Wilde may have the advantage now, but that back's going to come back to haunt him.
Chris Wilde had that pump handle slam scouted. But Jude had the climax out. See, high risk. High risk. Always. High risk. You always take a risk anytime you go up there. That could have ended bad for Chris Wilde. Chris Wilde able to recuperate. Hit him mildly with that.
You win big, but you'll lose big too with those.
From our vantage point, I know you can't see on camera, but we're all the way in the back of the arena. I couldn't see if he hit or missed, but Jude's up, so I'm going to assume that he missed. As Jude's now got in position on the top rope, he's going, no. Chris Wilde back in control, throws him off. Chris Wilde climbing back inside, maybe where it's a little bit safer on the second. Big boot, could this be a tornado DDT? Diamond Dust, what's he going to go for? Version of the climax off the second rope. Could this be put him away? 3, it's over. A modified version of the climax puts away the Diamond Icon. Chris Wilde shows you why he is the light heavyweight champion, guys.
Junior heavyweight champion, Chris Wilde.
just know that Chris Crude, much like Greg Spitz, cheat after cheating victory after cheating victory after cheating victory, just keeps on screwing Ruthless the way Spitz screws Ron. Wait a minute. Crude isn't here, but Chris Rivera is.
Don't tell me she's gonna wrestle.
She's coming to listening. As you all know, Chris Crude can't make it tonight. But I have somebody else. Not as good looking, but he works. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patch. What?
And I'll tell you one thing, this man is famous for the chop that has opened up men's chest. I've seen him literally make men bleed from one chop. He is a vicious animal in that ring.
Ruthless has to send a message. He has to send a message to Chris Crude through Patch. That's what I know he has to do. Like I said, Chris Crude cheats to win and cheats with the help of Chris Rivera. Ruthless has to use Patch. He has to be victorious and he has to send a message.
I'll tell you, earlier in the night, we seen Zach Connor wearing an eye patch because of an injury. This man wears an eye patch because he actually had his eye gouged out in the match and still won the match, right?
Wow.
There's nothing under that patch but blackness.
And could that be a metaphor for the black heart that he has, Patch?
I'll tell you, Ruthless, it's got to be a new blood, you know. He's not showing it, but I'll tell you what, he probably didn't expect to see this man pulled out from nowhere. And he knows his opponent as well as his opponent knows him.
And you gotta think, is the Underground a big enough place to hold these guys in store?
You know, Patch gives up a lot of weight to Ruthless, but I'm not sure whether he gives up that much in power. He's a strong dude. Big hip toss. And a big clothesline.
Ruthless is on fire. Ruthless, the Diggity Doc. You know there's three things that he likes to say. And he loves to say them, and he loves to showboat. And you gotta think, you see, this is one instance where his showboating hasn't really cost him the match. It's been Chris Crude screwing him over and screwing him over.
But you know what? When you're in there with an opponent like Patch, showboat is not the way to go. You gotta keep an eye on this man at all times, because the moment he sees that opportunity, he's gonna be on you, he's gonna hurt you, and he's gonna take advantage.
Well, it looks like Patch has decided to buy a front row seat.
He's trying to play mind games with the head of Dr. Ruthless.
And if anyone knows the mind of Dr. Ruthless, it is Patch. And you gotta give props to Chris Rivera. she did her homework. She not only went out and got an opponent to Dr. Rufus, but she got his biggest nemesis of the last 10 years.
Absolutely. If you've got to find a fill-in guy, what do you do? If you need an opponent to play the Cowboys, you go get the Eagles.
Exactly. And look, because he knows what to work on. He knows right where to go.
The injured shoulder. The shoulder was hurt a long, long time ago. Ruthless has never taken time off.
See, we looked at Pat and we think to ourselves, hey, maybe this guy's fooling around out there when he's sitting in the crowd. He knew exactly what he was doing. He caught Ruthless off guard, and it's been all Patch ever since.
Choking away at Dr. Ruthless.
You know, you would think someone so small wouldn't have an impact against a man the size of Dr. Ruthless, but right there you see the intelligence. You see the cunning of Kristen Rivera. She knows exactly what to do and when to do it.
She knows the spots to pick, and it's because of that that Chris Crude has held on to that television title a bit too long, if you will. It's why Dr. Ruthless keeps getting screwed time after time. Patch, working on the shoulder now, whips off Ruthless. No, Ruthless holds on. Ruthless is such a large fella, but he knows how to have a good time. Kicking a forearm, another right hand by Patch.
You know, I have to ask a question here. Maybe it's just me, but what is it about all of the women here in ACPW? They're all evil. They're devious. Where did all the nice girls go in pro wrestling?
I don't know.
You know, Donnie, I have to agree with you. I mean, you look at Kristen Rivera.
Yes, I have.
You want to stay away from that because that's evil.
I'm sorry.
I feel sorry for her boyfriend.
Well,
you know, if she even has one, she might be a man-eater for all we know.
Some kind of cannibal she is.
So right now, Dr. Ruthless is eating some shoulders from Pat. They ain't too tasty.
But if you notice, this has all been Patch. I've never seen Dr. Rufus out of a game like this since his time in ACPW.
He's been manhandling his matches with Chris Crude, which is why he's had, oh, she just smacks him.
And again,
Patch, like you said, is just, he's having his way with Dr. Ruthless. Chris Crude even doesn't have his way with Dr. Ruthless. And Chris Crude is a larger individual mass-wise or size-wise, you know? Chris Crude, claiming to weigh only 227, you know, he doesn't have an easy task with Ruthless at all.
Taking the one down.
That's
big slam.
may have had the opposite effect of what Kristen Rivera was going for. It seems to have
It awakened the Giant. It made him mad. It put him back into the game. It used, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the final pin as the fans were getting behind him, and that lighted a fire underneath him. And he mounted a huge comeback. Patch has been rocked. The crowd firmly behind Dr. Ruthless, much to the despise of Chris Rivera. That fire's been, and that fire and the collective just got put out. A low blow by Patch. And that'll be the oxygen on any fire that I know of. Lifting up his shirt now. Going to be going for the chop that you talked about earlier today.
Listen to the thunder.
This was supposed to be a first blood match with Chris Crude. What do you think the psychological aspect would be if I don't want to keep saying it, but if the hired hitman, Patch, could bust open Dr. Ruthless? That would have to be a message delivered by Chris Crude.
I've seen him break up plenty of shit.
Ruthless with a reversal and a splash into the corner. Belly to belly suplex. This could be it. He can put him away with that. 1, 2. This one's over. No.
Ref was caught a little out of position on that one, gentlemen.
Just had his foot on the ropes. Just had his foot on the ropes. Dr. Ruthless nearly had this one in the bank, and you know that Dr. Ruthless needs a victory tonight. Otherwise, what will that do to his morality against Chris Crude? Patch poked him in the eye.
Dr. Ruthless is a religious dude, but I don't think he wanted to answer Patch's prayers right there. Patch is coming up.
Patch gets to the top. Oh, he went for the double axe handle. Big shot, flatliner. This one's over. It's history. 1, 2, and 3. Dr. Ruthless picks up the victory.
And your winner, Dr. Ruthless.
Dr. Ruthless gains a small measure of revenge against Chris Crude by defeating Patch. Christy Rivera has no choice but to take that message and take it back with her to Chris Crude, back to the gym where she trained him. But no, Patch sneak attack him from behind. Ruthless firing back. I wonder if the sneak attack was plan B, but I don't know if there's a plan C, because Dr. Ruthless just sent him over the top rope with that clothesline. Patch tried to rain on Dr. Ruthless's parade, but it didn't happen as Ruthless pulls out the victory.
Is for the ACPW heavyweight title. First, from Frostbite Falls, Minnesota, weighing in at 201 pounds, accompanied to the ring by his manager, Saul Steinberg. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion, Greg Spitz.
Now, for your true main event of the night, your World Heavyweight Champion. You get to witness greatness. You get to witness the future of this sport. You get to witness the dark horse reign supreme. Now, as you know, Ron Starr doesn't get a title shot. It's not a cheer. Be quiet. So what I'm gonna do is I got 2 belts. That's right. World Heavyweight Champion, Pro Wrestling World 1 Tag Team Champion. You know what that means? That means I am a true world champion. My belts get defended around the world. I'm out here tonight with a broken foot for you people. And you know what? Anybody in the locker room, except for Ron Starr, can come out here and accept the challenge Start that. Wait 1 second. Do I actually, is that a cowboy hat out there? Don't you clap? I know none of you are my friends. Quiet. But Maverick, shut up! Are you telling me, Maverick, that these people are your friends? Oh, hey. No, wait a minute. I didn't come here to make friends. What did you come here to wrestle or did you come here to shake hands? Don't get blown up.
Greg Spitz trying to play mind games, but I think it's kind of backfiring on him. Looks like Greg Spitz is getting a little impatient himself.
Don't clap, don't clap, don't clap. That's right. You thought you could shake everybody in this building's hand, but there is no way you can shake my...
I've never seen Spitz this frustrated.
I don't want to hear another yeehaw.
Greg Spitz is ready to go home. He has had enough of Maverick and he hasn't even begun the match, guys.
Now, obviously, you didn't come here to shake hands. You just made me look bad. And I don't like looking bad. So I guess, aside from shaking hands, somebody here might want to dance with you. You're gonna pull somebody in the ring and they're gonna dance with you? No way. See, she doesn't want to dance with you. Oh no way, no how. Whatever you do not clap along with this man. That was ridiculous, and I do not ever look ridiculous. Now I'm going to start this match. You didn't see that. None of you saw that. You learned about it. I'm going to go back out here, and I don't want to hear a single person say, "You suck." Are you going to be quiet and show me the respect I deserve? Are you going to cheer for your world heavyweight champion? So what are you going to do then? I'm not Barney. I am not Barney. Purple is a very masculine color. I will not stand here and have you people call me Barney. Okay. So let me get this straight. I just want to clear this. Before I give you the prize of your life and get to see me wrestle, I want to know, are you people here to see me? Or are... Wait, this is my survey. Don't you start that party chant.
I can't believe this capacity crowd. They're behind Maverick 110%. Spitz is so afraid he won't even get in the ring.
I am not scared. I am not scared of any of you. Fine, your yeehaw works so good, watch this. Yeehaw! Oh wow, we got canvas now. All right. Right here, I got you right here. All right, now you are going to see a wrestling 101 lesson. No dancing, no jokes, no more funny stuff. We get wrestling.
He's been a master of the mind game. It took a cowboy and a crowd to make him a blithering idiot.
And Maverick didn't have to say anything but yeehaw. Maverick could walk out of here, your new world champion, and I don't think the crowd will mind that one iota. And dethrones him. Let's not forget, even though we're having a great time here, guys, let's not forget that it does say wrestling on the marquee. It is business. The heavyweight championship is on the line. People's emotions and bodies have been broken over this. A man's career is being ruined in Ron Starr over this world heavyweight title. While Maverick is having a temporary good time, he needs to dethrone Spitz to make it a permanent fix.
Well, you know, as goofy as he acts, and as goofy as Maverick looks, the man is a top quality wrestler. He's one of the best mat technicians in the Indies. He's a man who can do it all. He can go up high, he can go down low. This is what we were talking about earlier. You gotta be well rounded. This man can do it all.
3 weeks ago, in our last outing here at the Underground, we saw Greg Spitz be the recipient of 10 arm drags at the hands of Maverick. Unfortunately, as evil as Greg Spitz is, he is competing hurt. He does put the title on the line. Unfortunately, though, there's always interference from his cronies to help him retain that title. For once, I'd like to see him leave Mark Smart, Saul Steinberg and company in the back. And then we'll see just who wins, right, Gordon?
You know, I got to question whether Greg Spitz is doing a smart move by being in the ring. You know, when you got an injury like he has, getting in the ring with a top-notch competitor like the Maverick, it's not the smartest thing in the world to do. You're going to end up either hurting yourself or losing that title because this is not a man who makes many mistakes.
Star is looking on at all of this.
You know, I can officially say, you hear of guys who mastered the suplex, Maverick is the master of the arm drag.
20 arm drags in 2 shows.
Watch this.
Greg Spitz taking his time with the count. If he's not careful, he'll be the victim, just like Mark Smart, Zach Connor, and Teddy Fine were earlier. He rolls in and rolls out, though, being the smart heavyweight champion that he is. Spits in and out, trying to get back at Maverick with mind games.
And in the meantime, on the outside, Maverick was getting put to him by Chris Rivera and Saul Steinberg.
Hey, that was good. You called it that one.
Intimidated, and I am glad after what I saw tonight to see a referee standing up for himself. You know what? Someone's got to do something, so you never know.
Trying to put him away one, 2 out. No. We were that close, guys, to having a new heavyweight champion. And you gotta think, the power struggle here in ACPW would have to change from this dramatic battle. Maverick
Vertical suplex.
If Maverick can upend and put away Greg Spitz, the whole power structure here in ACPW would be forced to change forever. This one title match, Maverick versus Greg Spitz, can change the way we wake up tomorrow, guys. Knocked him down with that clothesline, 2 count and no. As Spitz sets him up for that knee, nailed it with it. That knee, I felt it many times, is incredibly devastating. It just crushes you right in your temple and knocks you out. You have no choice but to use your heart to make you kick up, guys. Series of near falls there by Maverick and Greg Spitz. Spitz sends him off. Sleeper hold now by Spitz on to Maverick. Maverick, don't give it up, buddy. Don't give it up. Don't go to sleep, buddy. Raising his hands. Unfortunately, Maverick has been falling asleep. His hand raised a second time. Maverick fighting back. The crowd's coming alive.
The crowd is literally lifting him up off the mat.
Elbows by Maverick. Bounces off the ropes. Full Nelson. Maverick went for the clothesline. Full Nelson now by Greg Spitz. Using his expertise to kind of send Spitz from behind to the outside. After all the horse and pony earlier.
We went to a square dance and a wrestling match broke out, but finally it did.
Maverick suplex it is. No! That little twitch. Saul Steinberg and Chris Rivera grab the foot of Maverick, and they're ejected.
That's what we needed here tonight.
And guys, could this be the beginning of a turn of events here? Could this be the beginning of a turn of events? Chris Rivera, Saul Steinberg hooked Maverick's leg. Greg Spitz almost stole another victory, and they are being ejected. Maverick from behind, 1, 2, and no, just a 2 count. Duck under a super kick by Greg Spitz. Oh, wow. We almost had a new heavyweight champion. We were 2 and 15/16 away.
The odds were 3-1, now they're 2-1. Will that make a difference?
It's so much more in the advantage of Maverick. The outside interference has been taken to the back. They've been ejected. It's now down to 1-on-1. No one here to aid Spitz. What's going to happen now? Now that it's a fair fight, guys.
You know, Spitz, this is where he's going to have to show he really has what it takes to be champion.
Maverick's got the chicken wing locked in. He's got the chicken wing locked in.
A new champion right now.
The cross-face chicken wing is locked in. New referee. Wait a minute. Did Greg Spitz give up? Did Greg Spitz give up? We have a new
ACPW champion!
Somebody has finally stepped up. Somebody has stepped up and they have defeated Greg Spitz. Maverick is the new champion. Everything's been lifted. Maverick is the new champion.
We have some confusion in the ring with the referees.
No confusion. Craig Spitz tapped out Donnie Allen and Gordon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee's decision has been overturned. Craig Spitz has been disqualified. And because the championship cannot change on a disqualification, he is still the heavyweight champion.
What a travesty of justice! What a travesty of justice! Again! Again! He got screwed!
ACPW heavyweight champion.
ACPW Tag Team title. First, the challengers from Hollywood, weighing in at 440 pounds, the Gemini Trojan. Total combined weight of 460 pounds. The Iron Tiger, Onslaught SUV.
Extreme powerhouses. The titles are on the line. Of course, the challengers have to win. The champions don't necessarily have to win to keep their titles. As we just saw in the case with Greg Spitz.
excellent wrestling going on by Iron Tiger and one of the Gemini Trojans. And if SUV isn't careful, we could see new tag team champions tonight.
When you have a team like SUV who have been around for a while and have been together for a while, I can't want this enough.
They train together, for crying out loud. But then again, the Gemini Trojans are brothers. They were born together. They came out of the womb together. They've been together since birth. SUV are a great tag team. They are champions. But you can't take away the fact that these Gemini Trojans have been together since birth. Plus, awesome flying clothesline by Iron Tiger. But you can't take away the fact that they are identical, and they can use that to their advantage. They were, like I said, on a hot streak. That got taken away by SUV. You gotta think the Geminis are looking to avenge that loss as Onslaught comes off the top with a double axe handle to the back.
It's like a battering ram.
A battering ram to the bodybuilding back of one of the Gemini Trojans.
ACPW action. I know I'll be.
Both of these teams are unbelievable. The Gemini Trojans picking up victories over the Thrill Kill Cult, over Hatebreed, and over other countless teams here in their route to the number 1 contingency, which was actually 3 weeks ago here in Upland, PA. Of course, they were pinned. There were no challengers, but due to their extreme win-loss record, they were granted this number 1 challenge, this number 1 contendership. Not only top of that, but they kind of asked for this match, and they got what they wanted because their win streak was ended. So they want to avenge their loss, plus the championship committee gave them the contendership anyway. So things are really going in the favor of the Gemini Trojans. I think the only thing they're missing is those tag team belts around their waist.
Here's where you see the experience factor of SUV kicking in. They're cutting off the ring. They're keeping the member of the Gemini Trojan in their area, in their part of the world, and they're making him work their game. This is where a tag team match is won and lost.
Donnie.
The Trojans are brothers, so they have that unspoken communication. But Tiger and Onslaught are like brothers. They've teamed together for so long. I think they know what the other's thinking also. That's why this is such an even match. Big double elbow.
That could be enough to put them away. New champions? No, just a 2 count. Kick up.
You know, it's so hard to tell these Gemini Trojans apart. You don't even know if the same one was in the ring 2 minutes ago.
Will they use that to their advantage? Well, that's
You know what? A great wrestling mind once said, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
Hopefully there won't be much cheating going on here as SUV putting their titles on the line. One of the Gemini Trojans is in control. They're making frequent tags. Both teams have been making very frequent tags. That's so important to keep the fresh man in. Pick a man, like you said, and isolate him. Iron Tiger went for a double clothesline. Gemini Trojans had other plans for him.
These guys are strong, and that double clothesline, he just didn't put enough behind it. It didn't phase them, and it came right back.
And this is where conditioning will come into play. Gemini Trojans can keep Tiger Wild on their side of the ring. and use these power moves to their advantage, this match will be over a lot quicker than anyone suspects. Beautiful snap suplex by the Gemini Trojans.
That was a double snap suplex. 2 snaps. Thank you. Tiger using a little bit of his martial arts background. You can see it in the crispness of his moves, very much like the legendary Great Muta.
See, I got a question Tiger Wilde at this point. He had the chance to tag out, but instead, he chose to stay in the ring. After the pounding and the beating he just took, that is not a smart move. Mistakes like that will cost you.
If Armstrong can get in there as a fresh man, it might pay off. If he can't,
Well, there he is. Onslaught, fresh man being brought in. Frequent tags by both teams. The one guy's in trouble for a minute, the other one comes right on in a couple minutes. Picking up body part and working on it.
what he's doing there, he's driving his knee into the hamstring of the Gemini Trojan. That is unbelievably painful, and it makes it very difficult to walk or stand up even.
He's got him in that modified Texas cloverleaf, but he just relinquished the hold. Why would you relinquish the hold? Take the tap out, take your belts, and go home.
Might have been a little slippery, you know, at this point in the match, the guys were sweaty, maybe felt he was losing it, thought it was better to move on to something else. It's hard to say, Siege, but...
What he does is he allows the Gemini Trojans to capitalize and come back. Amazing flapjack showing the strength. What happened there, Donnie Allen?
Well, it looks like Iron Tiger was trying to get himself tagged in there, and Gemini was having nothing to do with that.
I thought Armstrong was going for a flapjack right there.
Oh, no, the move before was a flapjack. Yeah, you are correct. About 300 and something pounds.
Double drop kick by the identical twins. Twins. I almost said twins, guys.
Oh yeah, they took one out the ring, right? What do you got, nervous? You can't see the twin in there together? Come on, Red. Red Taylor. Come on.
By the Gemini Trojans, looked as if he lost them for just a moment, but the quickness that the brothers have, they recouped and they made the most out of an almost unfortunate situation, still getting some of the impact on that move.
And once again, the twins keeping an eye on the man outside the ring and effectively taking him out of the equation, at least for now.
Hard, strong clothesline by the Gemini Trojan, tags into his partner.
Iron Tiger trying to reach in there, not quite.
Duck under the double clothesline. Double buka by the Geminis. Double suplex. Like I said, it's a 50-50 battle, Donnie and Gordon. Anybody's game. The Geminis are proving why they were on such a hot streak, and the champs are proving why they are the champs.
Spot with a huge headbutt to the midsection. Will that find the time he needs? Finally, Onslaught makes the tag. We got a fresh Iron Tiger coming. And he's going to take advantage of the situation. Famous finishing move.
Your winners,
and you know what? I was kicking back and enjoying the action, and they hit it so fast, out of nowhere.
Wow. Yes, SUV.
All right, well, SUV retained their championship. This really has to put a hurt on the Gemini Trojan spirit, as this is now 2 losses in a row to SUV. The only 2 blemishes on the record in the SUV.
Something tells me though, CJ, that's not the last we're going to see of the Gemini Trojan.
I don't think so. Excellent tag team contest between SUV and Geminis.